Let's be real. Modern dating can feel, well, like you're trying to solve a puzzle with half the pieces missing, right? It's complicated. But what if I told you there's a much simpler way to think about it? A framework with just a few core ideas to guide you through all the noise. Today, that's what we're going to build, piece by piece, your personal dating blueprint.
Look, if you've ever felt totally lost or just plain frustrated by dating, I get it. You are definitely not alone. It can feel like a world of mixed signals and dead ends. But the good news? There's a way to cut through all that complexity. The goal here isn't just to throw a bunch of tips at you, but to give you a clear, straightforward path forward. So here's our roadmap. First, we're going to lay down the foundation, respect and communication. Then we'll move on to something I call the authenticity test. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty with pacing, presence, and purpose. And finally, we'll put it all together into your dating blueprint. Okay, let's start with the absolute non-negotiables. These two things, respect and communication, are the bedrock of any connection that has a real shot at becoming something healthy and lasting. Why do we start here? Simple. Because without this foundation, even the most amazing spark will just fizzle out. Think of respect and communication as the ultimate combo pack. You can't have one without the other. Respect? That's about fundamentally trusting the other person's intentions. And communication? That's about being honest, not just about facts, but about who you are and how you feel. This combo is, time and time again, the secret sauce for couples that actually make it. But here's the deal. It's not enough to just say you value respect. You have to enforce it. If someone is disrespectful, the advice is crystal clear. You either call it out and see if they change, or you recognize this connection is a dead end and you walk away. Protecting your boundaries isn't optional. It's everything. All right, with respect as our foundation, we can now build the next pillar, the authenticity test. Because once you've established that there's mutual respect, the most important question becomes, who is actually showing up to this date? Is it the real you, or is it a character you're playing? I absolutely love this quote because it just paints such a perfect picture. It captures that trap we all can fall into, trying to be the person we think our date wants us to be. And you know, this isn't really about leather jackets or sweaters. It's about that classic conflict between who you are and who you're pretending to be. And this right here is the fundamental problem with putting on a show. If you pretend to be someone else, hey, you might actually attract a partner. But here's the catch. They're not attracted to you, they're attracted to a character. You're basically setting yourself up to connect with people who are a great match for someone who doesn't even exist. So being authentic is a little deeper than just your personality. It really comes down to three key things. First, don't change who you are for a date. Obvious, right? Second, focus on who you are now, not who you were in the past. And third, try not to limit yourself to a super strict type. Keep an open mind, because that's where the most genuine connections often come from. All right, so we've covered the what, respect and being yourself. Now let's get into the how. This last set of principles is all about the mechanics of a good date, the rhythm you set, how you actually engage with the other person, and the real reason you're there in the first place. First up, pacing. The idea is so simple. Just take it slow. Dropping a ton of intense personal information on a first date, that just creates a whole lot of unnecessary pressure. The goal is to let intimacy build naturally, Give the connection some room to breathe instead of trying to force it. Next, let's talk about presence. A date is supposed to be a two-way street, not a one-person show. And hitting that 50-50 balance in conversation is so key. Are you genuinely curious about them? Are you asking questions? And this is the important part, actually listening to the answers? If you're doing all the talking, you're missing the whole point. And finally, purpose. This is a big one. You have to ask yourself, why are you even dating? It's so easy to get caught up in pressure from the outside, right? All your friends are settling down, your family has certain expectations. But if you build a relationship on those reasons, you're basically building on sand. So what is the right reason? Well, it all boils down to this one simple, powerful idea. The ultimate test is just this. Are you genuinely happy when you're around them? If that's your North Star, you know you're on the right track. It's that simple. Okay, so now let's put it all together. See, these aren't just random bits of advice. When you combine them, they form a really solid, actionable blueprint that you can start using tonight. And here it is, your 3-step blueprint. Step 1, build every single interaction on that solid foundation of respect and communication. Step 2, always pass the authenticity test by just being you. And step 3, Master the practical skills of pacing, presence, and purpose. That's it. That's the core of a connection that can actually last.
And that brings us to the final and maybe most important question. This one is for you to really think about. Take a good look at your own approach to dating. Is it built on the solid rock of these principles? Or is it built on shifting sand? Is your approach truly designed to find a connection that's built to last?